My name is Fabio Audi, and I played Gabriel in the movie.
My name is Tess, and I'm Giovana in the movie, Leonardo's best friend.
I'm Daniel Ribeiro, I'm the director of the film.
Hello, I'm Ghilherme Lobo, and I play Leonardo on the movie.
So the movie is about a blind character, Leonardo, falling in love for the first time.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I do.
What else?
It's like
It's about
If you-
life and teenagers.
if you're blind, where the sexuality comes from. It's if you're born blind, how come you're gay? That's for me. That's about.
Yeah.
There's no society influence, I think. There's no stereotypes like, okay, I think he's pretty because he's white or because he's black. There's no such things. He doesn't see. So it's
about
inside of you.
Okay.
And inside of the other person too.
Yeah. And there's a lot of music in the movie also.
A lot of music.
A lot of music. There's Bella Sebastian.
You like
I like Bella Sebastian. Yes. So I think this is it. I think that's a summary of the film.
Sobe.
Posso saber qual é a piada, senhor Guilherme?
Nada não, professora.
Olha, gente, vocês vão me desculpar, mas essa duplinha aí não vai funcionar mais um ano não, viu? Fábio, por favor, senta nessa carteira atrás do Léo.
Ah, não, professora.
Assim, Fábio.
Professora, você tá ligado que não dá pra ficar sentado atrás do Léo. Perde esse tec infernal o dia inteiro.
Você é muito trouxa, né, seu idiota?
Fica na sua aí, ô bengala humana.
Nossa, Fábio, como você é escroto.
É, eu vou te mostrar o que é escroto mais tarde. Cão guia.
Cala a boca, idiota.
Que é isso, gente? Vocês estão achando que vocês estão aonde?
Professora, se eu sentar nessa carteira atrás do Léo, toda hora eu vou ter que ficar fazendo um favorzinho pra ele. Pô, o cara não faz nada sozinho.
Chega, Fábio. Na diretoria você não vai precisar fazer favor pra ninguém. Pega suas coisas.
Ô, professora, sacanagem. Professora, e a Giovana também não vai pra diretoria, não?
E você? Quer fazer duplinha com ele lá?
Não, obrigado.
Fábio.
Aqui é o 211?
É aqui sim. Como é que se chama?
Gabriel.
Pode entrar.
Vagalumes cegos, meio emperrados, entre o meio e o fim.
Even though this topic didn't seem to be any different actually to a person who can see, or
Yes.
at least to me in the movie, and that was something I found very interesting, that it was shown as something very, very natural, that it was just like with everyone else.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted. I took off all of the things that could have been specific. Like, of course, there's a few things that are specific for who's blind or for somebody who's gay, but I wanted to have the most things that were universal because of that, so everybody could relate to that. They could see the film and see, oh, I'm like that. I have the same feelings. I've fallen in love just like he does. And in that way you connect to someone who's completely different from you, and I think that it's about tolerance in a way. You can start to tolerate things that you sometimes don't like or don't feel connected to.
And was there a particular reason why it was someone who's blind and not someone who's, I don't know, deaf?
Because of the way not seeing someone, sexuality is so connected to sight. Like it's always about seeing someone and feeling attracted to them, that using a blind character would raise the question of how does that come up inside of you? Is it from inside of you or is it from outside?
Well, you played Leonardo, who is blind in the movie. How did you approach the role? How did you try to get into this personality?
Well, the personality came with all the work with them. Also, I think we work in our personality, in our character personality together, and mixing up and seeing what would fix, you know. And the most difficult part was the acting blind, because in the interaction I was not allowed to look in their eyes, and it was hard for me, and I'm pretty sure that it was hard for them too, because you gotta act without see each other, you know, and this is really hard. The personality actually didn't it wasn't hard.
Okay.
That part was.
That was the hard part.
That was the hard part.
And the research for the movie, did you talk with people who are blind about that? And okay.
We all learn how to guide
Yeah.
as a blind and how to guide a blind person. I learned how to write in Braille and how to read in Braille, but not with a hand because I don't have this sensibility. Just by seeing and reading like an alphabet. And I already forgot because I don't practice, but it was a very good experience.
And how was it for you to act with someone who is playing someone blind? Was it different?
I think it's just different, not specifically hard, you know. It's just different because you don't have the interaction with the person, so you have to come up with something different to make it work, you know.
But in order to work really well, I think you just should play as if he's a blind person, just as if I had met someone for the first time who's blind. I would be just forgetting that he's blind, and I would look at him and just normal. So it means no difficulties for the role, I guess.
I remember it was really funny because we shot the scene from the party. It was to the end of the shooting, and I think it was the first time they played the scene alone when they're sitting outside. And I remember they talking of, oh my God, it's so happy that I can look in your eye and I don't have to be like touching you. We can interact with each other because they were always interacting with him of the rest of the movie. But that scene was the two of them, so they were like really happy. Oh my God.
It wasn't difficult to them because they were allowed to look me in the eyes, but I wasn't. You know? It was difficult to me.
So acting automatically became more tactile and not that visual anymore? You were saying that you were touching a lot and stuff like that to go, well, another way around, not to sort of have the focus on looking?
Also the voice tone, I don't know, how do you speak, but tom de voz, eu não sei.
Voice tone.
The voice tone, yeah. The way you speak, you gotta find another way because as a blind character, if they do "Hi Leo," it's one thing. They have to say "Hi Leo." The hand must become a voice thing, you know. It's pretty much.
It's about distance, I think. Like when you know the person is this far from you, like he doesn't know sometimes where they are, so the way he speaks and where he talks to, it's things that we worked and things that were fun. I think like I remember when it's the touching is like you always go to his hand, like you give the phone, you have to touch his hand and have to take him just grab. So we found a way, and it's part of I think building the character also. That in a way they start to create the way they touch each other, the way they react, and the way, for example, she guides him is different from the way he guides him. Yeah. It's like.
But for example, for my character, they've been friends since forever, you know. So it's easy for her to deal with this blind person. So she does know she has to touch him and tell him, oh, watch out, a stab, you know.
She's more used to it already.
Yeah,
it's a new thing for your character.
Yeah, for me it's just new and so
the touch part is like
it's easier.
Okay, you gotta touch me and I gotta okay.
In the rehearsals, we got used to it easier, you know. Like since the start of the filming and at the end of it, it was a lot more easier for us, I think.
Well, at the same time, Leonardo is someone who's very independent and he struggles to be independent a lot. And I have the feeling that, or I think that is something very universal as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like a teenager kind of thing. Every teenager wants to be independent, no matter the way they are. So that was something also, that was like one of the main themes of the film, like trying to be independent. And also it's a way for any teenager to relate to that blind character, because it's like, okay, he wants to just stay at home alone and his mother doesn't trust him because he's blind, but it can be for so many other reasons that a teenager can stay at home alone. So I think that's a good way to make them universal, also to connect to people.
Yeah, I really found the relationship between him and his parents very interesting. That the mother was so protective of him, and that the father was the one always saying, no, well, give him some space. He has to try to adapt. He has to be autonomous as well. And that both were so different in their reactions with him.
Yeah. No, we had to, and it was very hard because the mother character, we wanted to make her a protective mother, but we didn't want to make her a boring mother.
Yeah.
So that was a very hard thing to do, because she had reasons to be overprotective. You can understand her, but you also relate to the character, and you're like, you don't know, you can see both sides and understand where they come from. So it was hard to create that mother, which was like, okay, she's overprotective, but she's also worried. She has reasons for that. And the father was like this balance between them, and somebody who understood him and was like, okay, he wants to be independent. He's grown up. We have to let him fly.
And at the same time, there was also the grandmother who, to me at least, stood really outside of all of this, and therefore was the person he could talk to freely, because it was not the first person to interact with, like the parents, but someone who's a bit further away, but still has a close relationship to him.
Yeah.
I really like their relationship as well.
Yeah, it's gotta be someone who's not directly involved. Involved. Just the grandmothers. There's always grandmothers. They're like that. They're like, okay, I've educated my my kids. Now my grandson's gonna be like, I just want the good parts of him, and I just want to be like, give him advice and things like that. So I think it's a natural relationship we have with grandparents, and it's someone who he could talk to and just say things to her that he's not free to talk to even his mother or his father.
And something else that is probably very universal, which you see in the movie, is how he gets bullied in school. Is it actually that way that schools in Brazil are that way, that they are including people who are blind, who are deaf and so forth in their classes?
Yeah, it's always been like that. They always have it's like people who are blind, they can, and it depends on the school, but they accept that. And it's been in Brazil, there was a school only for blind people, and they were trying to not be like that. They wanted, like, the government was stimulating them to be inclusive, so they started putting family members of the blind who are not blind, so they would study together and start to build a system which is not, they're not only blind people there, so they could like relate to society in a natural way.
So they don't feel a whole different kind of person, because the only difference is they're blind, but that's all.
Yeah, so they're not excluded from society.
Yeah, it's not two groups. It's one group, persons. Okay, you're blind or not, but it's okay. Let's go to the same class.
Well, but as shown in the movie, that there's a reason for the other kids to bully him, to make fun of him. And, well, the other thing is that is homosexuality. I mean, that is also a reason in this class to bully him. Is that a big topic in Brazil? Is that accepted?
Gay kids are bullied, I think, everywhere, but in Brazil that also happens. But in the film, when they bullied him about his sexuality, I don't think they really think that they're gay.
Yeah,
it's just because of since he's blind, so they're just walking, holding hands, holding arms. So they seem gay, but in that way because he's blind, not because they really think that they are gay. They don't have a relationship that's so. They don't. It's hard to say that, but it's like they don't seem gay. It's not apparent. Like they're not. You don't look at them and think that they are actually like in love with each other in school. It's just like, okay, they're just walking together because they're friends, and he's blind. So when he's kidding about his sexuality, it's not. I don't think he's consciously doing. It's just one more way to make fun and to bully the blind kid. It's always about the blindness, I think. And so the action in the end of him going to the hand is much more of a surprise to that kid, because not only is he affirming his sexuality, he's surprising him, because I don't think he thinks he's really gay, that they have something together. So.
it's like oh sorry.
No.
It's like in this scene that he described. It's like he says, "Okay, yeah, I'm gay. Now what?" And the bully friends kept like, "Okay, now you are screwed because he said I'm gay." And
Yeah, I mean, even though those are very heavy topics, the film is sort of light in a way, handling all this, and it's a very happy movie. I mean, just as you said, in the end, it's sort of something very natural and very normal.
Yeah, I think we need happy gay endings because we usually don't have them. Like gay films always, not always, but a lot of them end in a sad note, in a bad note. So we wanted to create a movie that was happy at the end, that was affirmative, that was positive, because we don't have that a lot. And I think it's really important for so many teenagers that watch movies that to know and if they find related to that, even not about homosexuality, but about being different and that they have a happy ending. They can have a happy ending also, just like anybody else.
Well, something that really added to the atmosphere in the movie, I think, is the music. How did you get to the music? I mean, it's a lot of Bell and Sebastian. Did you go through your own records and decide, yeah, I want to have Bell and Sebastian in there?
Yeah, because I'm a fan of Bell and Sebastian since like 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago, but when they were big. Like when they started the first records, and it was really when they came out and they went to Brazil, so it was like, oh my god, Bell and Sebastian. I was really fan, and I think that I wanted, and they are my favorite band, so I wanted to put them in the movie. So that song was from the beginning of the script. There is in the script because it says, oh, it's Bell and Sebastian, so it was written those songs, the Bell and Sebastian songs, and the others were. Like the editor had some music, and then we talked about it, and it's like, okay, this music works, this music doesn't work. But it was more, the other songs came after.
Okay. Would you say it's a very personal movie?
I think so, yes. There's a lot of things that are related, that I relate to, that come from my experience. For example, my first kiss was with my boyfriend forgetting his hoodie in my house, something like that. So there is, in that I realized after I did the film. So I mean, that's something personal, and I think it's like adolescence is something that's there's so many things in common, and I think I went through some of that too. I don't know how you relate to that.
Yeah, how was it for the actors? I mean, you're all not that much older than the people you're playing in the movie. How much did your own personality form also the people in the movie? I mean, how much of yourself is in the roles?
Oh, I guess they're...
Were you bullied in school?
Not actually, but I guess there are so many things about ourselves that we can put on the role. And for me, for example, Gabriel, and I actually came from the countryside. Itapira is the name of the village he came from, and it's actually my village. So I just have this experience of getting out of a countryside and going to a big city, and that's like that's huge. You get shy on the first day at school, and you get it. So it's just basically it comes from this place.
I think every character has something from the actor, you know. You can't do someone else, you know.
Correct.
But like my character, she's really happy and funny. I think it's just myself, but more, you know, more exposed. So I have this part in me, but it's just bigger, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Were you blind?
yeah, no. Yeah, for me, probably. But I think, well, I was bullied in school because I'm a ballet dancer, and the other guys always making fun of me. But then I grown up and we stopped. So yeah, I think that's it. That's the only part.
And the movie has not been screened in Brazil yet. What are you expecting? What will be, well, how will people react to it? What do you think? What do you expect? What do you hope for?
You go first.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will be really great because by seeing the reaction of the audience yesterday, the public yesterday, was really great. So that's what I'm expecting in Brazil, and maybe even bigger, because in Brazil we have so many people that are expecting the film, even more than people in here, I guess. I think so. I'm really excited.
Since we made a short film that the feature film is based on, there were a lot of people who saw the short and they know the feature is going to be released, so they're really excited about it. So we're also excited because there are some people waiting for the film. It's not we don't have to. It's not something new. It's like almost a sequel, but not exactly. So it's fun. We're excited because we get a lot of feedback. We've been getting a lot of feedback for the short for so many times. So we're talking to these people and we know what they want. Like we released the trailer yesterday and it was like really big. People sharing, and it was. So I think it's gonna be.
But I think
great.
in Brazil, people are used to this type of theme. The movies are usually very dense and hard, you know. So I think it's important for Brazil to have something light talking about this, you know, like some upbeat movie about it.
Well, I wish you a very good first screening in Brazil, and thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you
so much.